Alrighty, good afternoon everyone and welcome to a Cullen Jewellery Live. A few of you might have noticed that we did miss Juliet this morning doing her normal ring set Thursday live, but we got one today which is me setting. So we have here a really nice, this is actually a stock job for one of our new showrooms, which is fantastic, and it's actually a 5.1 carat radiant, which is really nice. So we're going to get going on setting that one. We're going to start with our usual, which is we're going to open our setting up to see where our stone wants to sit, because it is nice and big, which is fantastic, but we need to make sure it's going to sit at an appropriate height, especially when they're this big. We want to make sure that we can drop them into the setting as much as possible. We don't want them to be sitting too high, and we don't want our clients, when they're wearing them, we don't want to knock them around too much. So we want to make sure that we're giving everyone who's going to wear our jewellery as much opportunity for success and not going to struggle with any problems. So you can see this one is nice and big, beautiful stone. So I'm going to start by measuring, which I've done, and now I'm just going to start to cut away at the claws. Leave it with me and I'll jump back in when I start to explain what we're going to do next. All right, so I've now cut all my bearings for this stone. And what's really great is this Juliet setting is low set. So especially with such a big stone like this 5 carat radiant, it keeps it as low to the finger as possible. So it's really good, especially if you want to go with a bigger stone and you want to make sure that you're not sitting too high. You don't want the ring to... You don't want to be able to knock the ring around too much and knock that stone loose. So going low set is a great option if you want to go for a bigger stone. You don't have to, but it is a great option. So now that we've cut these bearings, we can see where we've cut these nice sections into the claw. And I got the bottom of my stone beautifully just resting nicely on that support bar we have there. What I'm going to do now is we're going to look to push these claws over and start to lock the stone in place. So with the stone being so big, it's really important we take our time to get this over, because we don't want it to come in crooked. We want to make sure our claws are nice and secure on the stone, and we just want to make sure that everything is exactly how we'd want it to be and we intend it to be. Awesome. So even just now, I'm noticing that we could definitely cut a little bit more. We might drop the height a little bit more, just to make sure we get that contact on our sides and our north and south facets. But it looks like those claws are going to really hug the top of that stone, which is fantastic. So might take this one out. We might take a little bit more metal, and then I'll show you when we're fully pushing those claws over. All right, so we're just about ready to push the claws all the way over. But what you'll notice is I've put this blue tack looking stuff. We call it Thermolock. So what it is it is like a blue tack, but it's really hard when it's cold. So what I've done is I've heated it up and got it becomes really malleable. And I've just maneuvered it around the setting, just to give me a bit of extra support when I go to push down. I don't want to slip. It'll just keep everything nice and secure while especially when I'm putting a bit of force over the top of the claws, just to make sure I can get them nice and flush onto the stone. And that'll be really important as well when I go to hammer them down. All right, so I'm just adjusting the claws now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually hammer them down, but when I do that, I am going to turn the microphone off just because it is going to get really loud and it's not that pleasant to listen to, especially through a microphone. So what you'll see now is I'm just hammering them down to make sure they're nice and flat. On top of these facets here of the stone, and to make sure that they're really secure and they're not going to lift up over time. All right. So now that I've hammered them down, that is a big part of it, just to make sure that they are down and secure. I'm just now going to start to shape them. So I'm just using my file to cut that eagle tip claw. And as I get through this, I'm just trying to really focus on getting the shape, making sure they're pointing in the right direction, and getting them the walls on the side of those claws nice and straight, so that we get really, really good looking claws. I may go back in with my little hammer handpiece just to push the claws down a little bit. Sometimes it does help after we've filed and taken a little bit of metal away. If there's anything I notice that I just want to hammer down a little bit more, I can. So that'll be really important, just to make sure that there's no little spots on the claw that might be a little bit elevated, or it may just need a little bit more hugging to the stone. But all the major work has been done. So what we can see here is we're really starting to develop that eagle tip shape, that nice pointed claw, but it is very geometric and very sharp at the moment. So we're going to start to really file in our shape, and then we're going to use a few different tools. A lot of them are like silicon abrasive wheels, and what they will do is they'll just take off metal, but it'll also do it really softly, really gently. So definitely not going to cause any damage to the diamond. Whoops. Definitely not going to cause any damage to the diamond, but we also want to take off as little metal as possible to try and keep the nice structure and security in those claws. So I'll get going on that. If you have any questions, please fire them through. We are answering questions in the comments, but if you put some questions through, I can talk the question and talk the answer through while I'm working as well. It's really great to see some questions coming through. Massive shout out to Melissa. Got the ratio pretty much spot on, which is amazing. It is a 1.4 ratio. But big shout out to Kirsten as well for this question. She's asking, what is that gripping and holding the ring? So, the fixture that it's in on this outside, this metal piece, it's like a little V clamp, and it squeezes to hold the ring together. And this bluey grey blue tack looking stuff is called Thermolock. It's a heat product, and what it does is with heat it becomes really malleable, and we can mold it and make it wrap around and in different shapes and different positions. And what that does is just give me some stability underneath the ring and on the sides, just when I'm pushing the claws over, it doesn't slip or move slightly on me, and the stone becomes crooked. Just having a look at a few other questions. Is this an 18 karat gold from Life Size? Yes it is. This is 18 karat yellow gold, which is great. We do a lot. Yellow gold at the moment is very, very popular. It's a great option. We also offer white gold, platinum, and rose gold, which are really nice as well, just depending on what your color choice is, what stone you're choosing. Sometimes if you want a colored stone, maybe a yellow gold is really nice because it really enhances that color. If you're picking a yellow and a pink stone, maybe if you're picking a blue stone, you want to go something like a platinum, which is nice and warm. Nice and cool, sorry. So you want to keep the blue of maybe a blue diamond nice and saturated, and make sure it doesn't get washed out a little bit. But back to this lovely Juliet ring we have here. I've shaped my claws so you can see that we've got a much nicer, softer curve on top, and still those nice flat sides on the sides of the eagle tip. But we just want to make sure we're getting that really nice curve and that lovely blend from the top of the claw all the way down to where it's going to meet the finger. So a lot of that I will have to do once we finish this video, because I'll take it out of the fixture, take this Thermolock stuff off, and I'll work with the ring in my hand. It is a little bit hard to show on the camera because it is hard to hold so stable when I'm zoomed in, but I will show you from the top when we finish it in just a few moments time what it's going to look like. If you are interested in this ring, this is 5 carats, so you don't have to pick one this big, but feel free to jump on our website, have a look at some diamonds, have a look at some ring styles, because there are so many on there. It's crazy. I was sitting there today and we were going through, having a look at what we were going to set today, and there's just so many options. It's really hard to pick sometimes, but we did settle on this lovely piece. So I hope everybody is enjoying it. Hope it inspires you with these lovely trapezoid sides, which are a little bit niche. We don't see them very often. So hopefully that can spark a little bit of creativity in you guys and in everyone that wants to make their engagement ring dreams come true. That we can offer something, that's really personalized for you. So our claws are pretty much shaped and ready to go. Oh, I do have another question here. And we have a question of, do you have a preference on what metal you think is best for the head of diamonds, 14 karat or platinum? Look, personally, I'm a big fan of 18 karat yellow gold. And here at Cullen Jewellery, we are big advocates for using 18 karat yellow. I know a lot of other places will do 14, and that's okay. That's not a problem. Yellow gold or platinum are both, for 18 karat, and platinum are both excellent choices. But it is a personal preference. If you are interested in 14 karat gold, it is best to get in touch with us, and we can see if we can make that work. I know we do a little bit of 14 karat, but not a lot. We are primarily 18 karat. But like I said, feel free to get in touch with one of our showrooms, and one of our sales consultants will be more than happy to help you with any extra questions that I can't get to today in today's live, because we are close to wrapping up. So now we're just giving the claws a nice polish, and what that'll do is we're going to start to really bring it to life and see what it's going to look like once we get it out of this fixture. The whole ring gets polished, everything is looking super premiumly nice. And you just want to take it home. You just look at that, beautiful 5 carats, some trapezoids. We'll just give it a nice little fluff on top with this nice fluffy mop that I have here. There is a little bit of polishing compound on these mops, not a lot though, because we did do all that prep work with all those little silicone wheels. You don't need too much compound. We don't want to over polish those claws. We don't want to flatten them out. It then takes away from the longevity for our customers and for the wearer. We don't want that stone coming out, so we want to leave nice thickness, good curve. Polish our side claws, boom. And just like that, that is our 5 carat Julia in 18 karat yellow gold with 2 trapezoid sides. Thank you everybody for tuning in today. It's been a really great afternoon, and we're hoping to do this again tomorrow. So if you did enjoy today, please like, follow, share, get involved, because it is good to know that people are out there really enjoying this content, and hopefully I'll see you all back here tomorrow. Thanks guys.